every conversation you have is secretly influenced by psychological tricks you probably don't even notice.
Yeah, I mean, it is happening to you right now, like from the very moment you wake up to the second you clock out of work.
Right, and we've been looking through everything from behavioral science journals to negotiation playbooks, and it's honestly a bit terrifying. These unseen levers are just constantly being pulled in your chats.
Exactly. But once you learn to read those blueprints, you can see the whole framework behind every single word and gesture.
So let's just expose that framework right now. And it starts with the most foundational building blocks, which are the specific words we choose.
Because the subtle linguistic shifts are, they're the easiest to slip right past our conscious radar.
Exactly. So picture this. You ask someone to cut in line at the office copier, and you add a completely obvious, basically nonsensical reason like, I need to make copies.
Right, so that is the because principle.
Which sounds ridiculous, right?
Yeah. It does, but it works. The brain uses the word because as a sort of cognitive placeholder. It triggers automatic compliance, even if the reason is literally just because I need to make copies.
Wait, so the actual reason doesn't matter at all? Like, I could say, hey, let me cut in front of you because I'm wearing blue socks.
Well, I mean, in low-stakes situations, yeah, pretty much. Your brain just operates on this automatic fixed action pattern.
It's like an automatic yes button in the human brain.
Exactly. It just totally bypasses critical thinking. Now, here's another one people don't notice. Someone greets you in the hallway, and they immediately drop your name into the sentence.
Oh, and suddenly you're, like, paying way closer attention to them.
Right. That is using someone's name. It targets a specific part of your brain called the reticular activating system.
Oh, the RAS. That's the part that filters out background noise, right?
You got it. Your name is the absolute core of your identity. Hearing it is the sweetest sound, so it makes you feel validated and instantly more positive toward the speaker.
Okay, this next one is super subtle. Imagine you are asked how important it is to be a voter rather than just to vote.
That is noun versus verb framing.
But, I mean, why does changing one single word from an action to a noun alter our behavior so drastically? It's the same thing.
Well, it's because nouns trigger our deep psychological need to belong to a specific identity group.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, a verb is just an action. You might do it, you might not, but a noun, that reflects who you are. You're fiercely motivated to protect that identity.
Wow. Okay, how about this? You pitch an idea at work, and a colleague replies with a critique, yet you don't feel defensive at all.
They swapped the word but for even if.
I love this trick. Because the word but is basically a verbal eraser.
A total eraser, yeah.
Like if I say, that's a great idea, but here's the problem. Your brain just instantly deletes the great idea part. The walls just go right up.
Exactly. But if they say, that's a great idea, even if we run into this issue, it removes that adversarial wall entirely. It keeps your mind open.
Okay, similar to the defensive thing. A mistake happens at work, and instead of demanding to know why you did it, your boss asks what got in the way.
That's asking what and how instead of why. And it instantly lowers defensive barriers.
Because why feels like an attack.
Right. The word why triggers your amygdala. You feel judged, so you prepare for a fight. What and how bypass the amygdala and engage the problem-solving part of the brain.
You're just solving a puzzle together.
Exactly.
Which is crucial for this next one. You're in a superheated debate, and suddenly the other person repeats your point, agrees with a piece of it, and then softens their own stance.
That's the looping technique. You reflect, agree, and soften.
Let me push back on this a bit, though. Does this mean I have to agree with someone who is just totally wrong?
No, not at all. You are just finding a very specific point of agreement to create psychological safety. You aren't surrendering your entire viewpoint.
Oh, okay. So words are the blueprint, but they get amplified by our bodies. Let's shift to nonverbal signals, like you're listening to a pitch, and you notice the speaker's head moving up and down slightly.
That is strategic nodding.
And it subconsciously prompts you to mirror the movement, right?
Yeah, your mirror neurons fire. And the crazy part is, because your body is nodding, your brain assumes, well, I must agree with what this person is saying.
You literally hack your own agreement without realizing it, which leads right into this. You shift your posture, and a moment later, the person across from you subtly does the exact same thing.
Mirroring. It's subtle imitation.
Which builds trust, right?
Exactly. It builds a really rapid subconscious bridge of trust and rapport between two people.
Okay, what about when you feel a really strong connection during a chat and you realize they've been holding your gaze just the right amount?
That's strategic eye contact,
Yeah.
hitting the sweet spot, which is about 60 to 70%.
Because if it's less, you seem shady. If it's more, you seem like a serial killer.
Pretty much. That 60 to 70% zone signals confidence and sincerity without crossing over into intimidation.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Now someone approaches you, and they flash a warm grin a split second before they even say hello.
Smiling before speaking, it instantly disarms the listener.
It's totally like emotionally preheating the oven before putting the actual conversation inside.
I love that analogy. Yeah. Manifesting that shared feeling of happiness.
But on the flip side, you finish answering a question, and the other person just stares back saying absolutely nothing.
Strategic silence.
The worst. It creates so much cognitive pressure.
It really does. It forces you to nervously fill the gap, and you often end up revealing way more than you intended.
Okay, so once trust is established through all that, the door opens to actual persuasion techniques. Like a friend asks you to help them move all weekend, you say no, and then they scale it back to just an hour.
Right, that is the door-in-the-face technique.
Why does asking for something intentionally ridiculous actually help get a yes?
Because the smaller second request feels like a personal concession. It triggers this massive psychological urge to return the favor.
Wow. But it works in reverse, too. A colleague asks for a tiny 5-minute favor, which slowly snowballs into a massive project over the week.
The foot-in-the-door technique. Once you commit to that small yes, your brain desires internal consistency.
So you comply with the larger request just to stay consistent with yourself.
Exactly. Which leads to some wild mental gymnastics. For instance, you don't really like an acquaintance, but after you do them a small favor, like lending them a book, you suddenly tolerate them more.
The Benjamin Franklin effect.
Yep. Your brain experiences cognitive dissonance. It rationalizes, well, I must actually like them, otherwise I wouldn't have helped them.
So weird. Okay, here's one more. You're wavering on a decision until you're told the offer vanishes in exactly 10 minutes.
Scarcity and urgency. It triggers severe loss aversion.
The fear of missing out just completely overpowers rational thought.
Always. Now, persuasion techniques nudge our choices, but when ethical guardrails are completely removed, influence twists into manipulation.
Right, the strongest impact. Dark psychology, like you clearly remember an event, but someone repeatedly and confidently insists your memory is completely wrong.
That is gaslighting. It's designed to slowly rewrite your reality until you doubt your own sanity.
But wait, don't people just innocently misremember things all the time?
Oh, definitely. Normal misremembering is totally innocent, but gaslighting is a persistent, calculated denial of facts, specifically meant to gain control over you.
That's terrifying. Okay, you meet someone, and within days, you're absolutely overwhelmed with intense affection and constant attention.
Love bombing. It lowers your defenses.
It creates this super rapid emotional dependency.
Right, exactly. Before the manipulator inevitably withdraws all that affection, leaving you desperate.
Ugh. And finally, you get a compliment, but it's wrapped in a subtle insult that leaves you feeling surprisingly insecure.
That is negging. It undermines your self-esteem, so you will desperately seek the manipulator's validation.
You don't notice these in the moment, but they shape every interaction.
They really do. It can feel a little overwhelming once you see the strings being pulled.
So how do we take back control without becoming, totally paranoid? We need practical tools. You don't need to fight it, just notice it.
Exactly. Awareness of patterns is your best defense. Simply recognizing the trick as it's happening strips away its power.
Next is slowing down your responses. You feel immense pressure to say yes right now, so you just take a breath and intentionally wait.
Pausing before reacting breaks that automatic fixed action pattern we talked about.
It's like putting the conversation in neutral rather than letting the other person press the gas pedal for you.
That's the perfect way to look at it. And while you're in neutral, start asking clarifying questions.
Right, like when faced with vague pressures or scarcity, you ask for specific details.
Yeah, it completely disrupts the manipulator's momentum.
Also, you should be focusing on intent. Internally ask yourself, is this interaction meant for mutual benefit, or is it purely for their control?
That question changes everything. And if it's for control, you have to prioritize staying grounded in your decisions. Hold firm to your reality and your choices.
Especially against things like gaslighting. But, we should mention that influence isn't inherently evil. You can use these exact same techniques ethically, right?
Oh, absolutely. You can use looping to truly understand someone so they feel heard. You can use mirroring to provide comfort to a friend.
Or because to provide genuine clarity to your team, you can build connection, not control.
Influence is just a tool. You get to decide how you use it.
It is a wild journey to realize how brilliant but easily guided the human mind really is. Awareness truly is the ultimate shield.
Once you know the rules, you stop being a pawn.
So the question is, how many of these have you already experienced today?